imposter syndrome. That's what we're talking about today. And I like this subject because I dealt with my own imposter syndrome as well. And I have to say, this topic comes up a lot amongst entrepreneurs, amongst new business owners. And it's because when we step into a new, a new genre, a new place in our lives that we're just uncomfortable or unfamiliar with, our confidence is not as high as it could be. And so when we step into that new place, it kind of makes us feel a little uneasy, like, really, do I really belong here? I mean, is this really for me? Do I really have the expertise? You start coming up with all of these questions, wondering if it really is something you're supposed to be doing or not. And I have 3 things that you guys can do to help you overcome imposter syndrome. So I hope this helps. Okay. Isn't this crazy? I love this. I love technology when it works. Okay, so imposter syndrome, 3 things you can do. The first thing would be to listen, learn, and practice. Okay, so to be able to get through imposter syndrome, look at other people who've gone through it, like Dean Graziosi, Tony Robbins. Look at the big players, see what they do to deal with it. So you listen to them. Listen to their stories. You learn from them, learn from their mistakes, learn from their accomplishments and achievements. And then you take what you've learned and you practice it. You put it to practice. So I actually have built this into my vision that I speak every morning. And actually, well, I don't know. I speak some of it still now, but there are parts in my vision that actually speak it in there. So let me tell you an example. I'll give you an example. There's one line in my vision that says, I am worthy. I know I am worth the price and cost of my services. There's that line in there. There's another line that says, I believe in myself. I believe in others, and others believe in me. And so I actually write these things out into my vision. So it's a reminder, and I'm like programming my mind to already think confident, even though I might not feel it that moment. I will speak it until I do feel it, if that makes any sense. And so I encourage you guys to do the same thing. Write it out in your vision and actually speak it and build up your confidence that way. So actually programming your mind and actually play it out as in a scene. I practice going online. I practice by myself and writing it out and pretending that I'm on a call. And then I'll actually practice with a real call to build up my confidence, so I actually feel that I do belong here, that I am, making a great impact, a positive impact. This is where I belong. So I encourage you just to keep practicing until it is like real. Okay. And then the second step would be, or the second suggestion, I should say, is to just jump in and do it anyway. So I heard recently that even the greats, like Dean Graziosi, Tony Robbins, and those types of people, they actually still, till this day, feel imposter syndrome, which actually totally makes sense because, like I said before, whenever we're stepping into new territory and expanding ourselves, right, outward, we're reaching a place unknown. And so every time we level up, we're going to probably, touch on that imposter syndrome. Dean and Tony, they're always leveling up constantly. So of course, every time they do that, they're going to probably slightly feel a little bit, maybe not as much as before, of imposter syndrome, but they know how to deal with it. And so by jumping in and doing it anyway, kind of forces your body and brain to say, all right, she's doing it. We might as well just, say this is true, this is real, and we'll figure everything out along the way. And when I had done that for myself, amazing things have happened when I did that. And then also I noticed it was kind of funny because I was interviewed on I was doing an interview. Someone was interviewing me, and they asked, like, how did you move forward with courage, or how did you move forward with confidence in doing this new business of yours? And I said, well, I have to be honest, because most of the time I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I just jump in and learn to swim along the way. I said that, and then I felt that that's what I was doing, and it worked because I jumped in, I figured it out, and everything lined up. And so I heard on a podcast recently the same thing from a big player. I can't remember who said it. I think it was on the Lewis House podcast, but they said almost exactly the same thing I did. They're like, dude, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I'm just jumping in and learning all the way. And I was like, yes. I was like, this is so cool. Just confirmation that we're doing the right thing. And then the third one, that actually brings me into the third tip here, is that realize that no one knows what the heck they're doing. We are all trying to figure it out along the way. And that's why it's important to go back to that first tip and find people who already have dealt with it and just do what they did. So I have a story actually on this one. So realizing that not everyone knows what the heck they're doing. I was actually put on a huge project, one of the biggest projects I've ever worked on in my career when I was in corporate. And I was chosen out of a lot of people to be able to head up the CAD design department in this engineering project we were doing for the JFK airport. And it was so cool. It's a huge $1 billion project. And at first I was super excited that they asked me if I wanted to be part of it. But then I started thinking, oh God, this is a huge project. Everybody's looking at this. Everybody's going to be looking at me. And oh no, what if I mess up? And what if this? And what if that? Like all those thoughts start coming in. And then I was like, oh God, okay. And then so thinking, I'm an imposter now. Like at first I felt all super confident, like I could do anything. And then as I started thinking more and more, it got in my head like, oh God, maybe this isn't the way this isn't where I'm supposed to be. But check this out. I'm not kidding you guys that as soon as I got on my first few calls that week, it was the first week on the project, I'm getting on the calls to figure out what's going on, and I'm listening. I'm just listening to see what's going on, right? And I noticed, I was like, oh my God. As I'm listening, I'm like realizing, guys, no one knows what the heck is going on. No one knows what they're doing, so, and I'm playing with like the big players, dude. I'm talking about, the biggest and best out there on this project. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. Everyone's lost. No one knows what they're doing. And we're just all trying to figure it out along the way. That took so much pressure off me. I could breathe and really be like, okay, guys, cool. I'll just do my thing. I'll just do what I do best. And that's all I got to do. And that's what I did. I did what I did best. I brought my A game. I paid attention. I asked questions. I was, honest and said, okay, I know this, but maybe not this over here. And so we do the same thing with our business, right? We do the same thing with any part of our lives. So I hope this helped. This is my 10-minute tip for the day. I got to stretch. Man, I've been in my chair all day long, and it's 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. And I've got to go do my workout here pretty soon. I'm actually exhausted, but I'm going to still do it. But I'm just so excited I was able to bring this really cool message to you guys. I hope this helped. Let me know in the comments if it did. Anybody who is dealing with imposter syndrome, it's okay. It's normal. Just breathe. Just do your best. Jump in anyway, and make it happen. And things will turn around for you. Your confidence will start building. You're going to start feeling like you are on top of the world, and then you're going to conquer that space. And guess what? You're going to feel it again when you go to the next level, and then the next level. So it's all good. So I hope you guys had an amazing Memorial Day weekend, and I will see you guys tomorrow on the training. So yay! Okay, see you guys later. Bye.